Hey bunnies. Welcome to this kind of just almost a vloggy video. Um, I wanted to say a little thing about my game design series, the Developer Diaries. Obviously, it's ended now. There wasn't one episode to go, but I ended up just deleting it, deleting the recording because I recorded like an hour of footage and then I voice over them at the end if you haven't watched them. The reason I deleted it, well, the reason I deleted it was because I thought that it wasn't worth uploading it. I couldn't, like, I was mostly bug fixing for the last episode, so there's no, like, as a final episode, it was pretty shit. So I thought, let's just cut it there. I have stated that I was going to go to monthly updates. I've been working on and off on the game though, so the monthly updates will more turn into if I find something interesting that I can show you. I don't want to spoil too much, so it's a bit hard to find what I can show you and what I want to hide from you until a release, like maybe like an alpha that I can share with other YouTubers kind of thing. But there's something really important that I have to tell you about the Developer Diaries thing, and that is I am a beginner programmer. I have no technical formal training as far as programming goes. I have done programming since year 9, which would have been when I was like 15, 16 at high school, and then I haven't really done too much after that. The rest has been self-taught via the internet. And so if you are a relatively experienced programmer, you will look at my series and watch me do a lot of very dumb things that you, as a viewer, should not be learning from if you aren't an experienced programmer and you're using my content to learn from. I did mention that maybe you'd be doing that, and I also did mention that I am new, so take everything I do with a grain of salt. But I do want to say, at the moment, which is probably a few months after the last recording that I've done, I have changed almost all of the code that you have seen. I have moved from a generic movement system to the Unity character controller system. So almost all of that programming where I'm moving the player around has completely changed. Everything has hitboxes now. I wasn't going to use hitboxes because I was like colliders because I was worried about physics being an issue, but character controllers do not use physics. I don't need a jump animation. It doesn't fall when I have a character controller. So that works fine. But yeah, almost all the programming has been completely changed. I've added a lot. It's technically playable to the end right now, how I wanted it to be done, but visually, sound design, and there are a lot of bugs at the moment. I'm considering adding a second or third enemy before I even consider showing other people the product. That is the like alpha product that's like, hey, this is what my game will play like. And then kind of going to other people and going, hey, do you want to make models for the game? Do you want to make music for the game, kind of things, and like try and pay people different amounts or try and like offer them a cut of any money that we could potentially make off it. I was gonna make it like free on itch.io and maybe like ask for kind of like a donation kind of thing like itch.io does, because I think that's probably the best way to do it. It's my first game. I don't really think that it should be a paid game. Knowing that, the game concept will continue on. I want to make a second game because this is like a rough version of a game that I have wanted to make for a long time, but I think that the game I've wanted to make for a long time couldn't have been done with just me programming it. So there's that. But yeah, so there's just an update on the game is, yes, it's being done. Yes, I'm kind of editing stuff. You can actually see when I'm editing stuff if you join the Discord. There's a link in my Twitch description, and I'll try and put a link in the description of this video, but I'm not sure if I will because I'm pretty dumb. And that's just you can see when I'm programming because I actually have it set up, so it'll just say that I'm doing game development. Basically, is what it says. It doesn't say what programs I'm using, but yeah. So you can tell me when to keep going if I haven't done it in a few weeks. Maybe that's the best idea for pushing me into it. But yeah, it is technically playable. There's a few bugs, and visually it is shit, but it's getting there, and I'm really happy that it's getting there because it was basically I have 3 game ideas that have stuck with me since I've wanted to be, well, since I entered high school. I've wanted to be a game designer before I even entered high school, I would say, but there were 3 ideas that stuck with me through high school that I talked about with my friends. That I really, really want to do at some point. I think they're all pretty cool ideas. Some of them, the concepts have been taken by a few different games already. Specifically, the games, the big game that I wanted to make out of the current game, like the next step in the game's franchise, I guess you could say, was going to have location-based voice chat and like walkie-talkie systems. The exact same system that is currently used by Phasmophobia, also made in Unity, also made by one guy. They just beat me to it because I was so damn slow. Obviously, there was not going to be ghosts and ghost hunting, so that major concept is not part of it, but that walkie-talkie system, I think, is one of the reasons that Phasmophobia is so scary. So it was one of the things that I was going to add to that game before that happened, unfortunately. But now that it's made, I guess it might be easier to do. Don't know. Yeah, but it was going to be, so there was going to be a co-op version of the game that I'm currently making, and hopefully we can make that at some point and we can have a horror co-op experience. I actually think that Phasmophobia specifically is going to be using a lot of the ideas that I have had for this game, just because of the way that the game seems to be being developed by the developer. I can see almost all of my ideas for my game working for Phasmophobia. So, yeah, I'm not sure. By the time, the game is released, potentially Phasmophobia is going to be stealing all of my ideas. I don't know. And there are other games where the ideas are kind of people are kind of coming up with these ideas on their own and starting to implement them. So I'm trying to pump stuff out as fast, like trying to finish this as fast as I can and try and get some traction so I can focus game developing. But we'll see. So yeah, to summarize, game's still in development. Don't worry, it's still there. There's just not as much content about the game being released on the channel. Don't follow my game development programming. I probably said some tips that probably still work, but specifically just me writing in the code, do not follow any of those if you want to make a game similar to mine, because all of those things have now changed because they don't work for the game that I am developing. There was a third one. Update video will come when I can figure out what I want to show you, what I won't want to show you, and how I'm going to be able to show it to you without accidentally spoiling something else. I think that's it. Maybe a little fourth kind of thing is potentially I will upload, well, potentially I will be able to give the game to other YouTubers that we are friends with on the channel. That is like people like Ghosty Crew, people like Monarchy, people like Peachy potentially. I don't think Peachy plays many horror games, but maybe. Because like I think I can do that at some point next year. Definitely not this year, and probably not early next year, but definitely sometime next year I will have a working game that I can give to people and say, hey, you might get scared by this. Yeah, I need to find someone to make the models and animations for the enemies, not necessarily the scenery. I don't think the scenery needs to be that realistic to be scary, as long as the creatures are scary. But yeah, please leave it in the comments just stuff you like about games, I think. Like, just spitball ideas in the comments about what games you would love to see, honestly. I would love to hear your ideas, and your ideas for, if you've seen the Daily Developer Diaries series, like, what you think I could add to the game to make it better. I know that the moderators on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/EqicBunny with a Q instead of a P, have thrown some ideas at my way that I've kind of been like, I was planning on using that idea, or that idea is pretty cool. I might try and implement it. So yeah, it could be fun. I will see you in the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. I videos are coming all over the place. I'm gonna edit a lot more stream videos, like little one-offs and little and still Age of Mythology and Blasphemous, because Blasphemous is completed. Age of Mythology is almost completed as of the recording of this video. I just need to edit all of the stream stuff down. I'm also going to be uploading some Apex Legends, like best plays on streams, so have fun with that. Yeah, Bunny out. See you in the next one.